Hey guys, so I'm going to talk about my stage 2 for ALT phalloplasty. Stage 2 was when I actually woke up with my dick. I just remember waking up and looking at it, and I think I must have said whoa, and the nurse went, yep, you've got a cannon. So it was just a really surreal moment. While I was in ICU, you're kept there for 5 days. I thought this was the most easiest surgery I've ever been through. It felt like I was only there for 2 days. Like, I was so high, out of my mind on meds. Like, they really make sure that, yeah, you're feeling good. And it was fantastic. Come the day when I was discharged, I definitely did a 180 on thinking how easy this was. Drastically changed, and absolutely was I've never been in such intense pain in my life once those fine drugs were off the table and no longer available. I just can't even, it was absolutely awful. It was so painful, but the cool thing, at the same time, I had never felt such at peace with my own body. It was just like, I'm just sprawled out on the bed naked because, and my dick is propped up as per instructions, post-operative instructions, and nurses are coming and going, and I'm all good. I'm all good. Like, that would have never been possible pre-surgery. It just feels right. Because it is ALT, it is, my dick is pretty thick, and so the next surgery needed is liposuction, and I'm hoping to have glandsplasty done at the same time. That's where you get the shaping of the head going on. So I was kept in ICU for 5 days, and then I was at a post-operative facility for I think 3 weeks until I could fly home. I was able to void, pee standing. It was all good. At the beginning, there's literally no such thing as aiming when you're peeing. It literally is all over the place, and I was told it's because there's so much swelling going on. Imagine a hose, like a garden hose, and your thumb's covering half of the top. It sprays. Once that swelling goes down, things go like you would like them to. Trying to think what else is going on here. So another thing, you really do have to go into the surgery expecting complications. Otherwise, I think it would be pretty devastating and a much harder process. So I developed a stricture. Imagine this is your urethra, I have scarring, and now it looks like this. So urine can't pass, or very little. So I do have a suprapubic catheter that's in my lower abdomen, and it has a cap on it. So whenever I have the urge to go, I just flick the cap, and that's how I empty my bladder. I do have a urethroplasty repair on the 14th, and I'm hoping that goes well. I'm having that done here in BC, not in Texas, because I wasn't approved for funding, as a surgeon here can do the job. I'm trying to think what else, story-wise. I had the absolute worst experience ever. Well, I was freshly post-op, so the instructions are you gotta roll up a hand towel or gauze, and you gotta put it basically under your dick to keep it propped up. So this stage of recovery is pretty awkward. I had very big baggy black shorts, and I would wear a sweater but tie it around my waist backwards so that the hood is covering my crotch, and it actually works pretty well. And I do use, for long distances I use a wheelchair, but for short distances I have my forearm crutches. So the post-op facility did an outing, and there was one other guy there who went with me, and we're at a restaurant, and I'm on my forearm crutches, and all of a sudden my sweater drops, and I don't have my range of motion yet in my legs to bend down and pick it up. And without skipping a beat, there's the sweetest lady next to me, and she goes, "Oh," and she not only bends down to pick it up, but like she actually like kneels to pick it up, and she hands it to me, and I kid you not, like my dick is literally maybe just like a little bit away from making physical contact with her face. So she lets out a like, "Oh," just like this audible gasp, and I, I just wanted to die. Like I didn't know what to do. So I think the worst part of it was the fact that I froze and just she's trying to give me my sweater, and I literally did not know what to do, and anyway, I managed to grab it, mumbled a thanks, and went off, and that was my first awkward boner story. And it's not even like oh, like little boner. It's like I had a huge hand towel shoved in my briefs under. It was just out there. So that was probably like the worst thing that has ever happened to me. Um, yeah, I don't know. The whole recovery went really well. It's slow, but every day there's little progressions. And another thing that's different about this surgery, in compared to all the others I've had, is the other surgeries. You have your surgery, your post-op, and it's crap, but you're gradually getting better. This surgery, it's literally been all over the place. I'll be really great, and then holy crap, and it's just I've had so many UTIs, which I'm not used to. That's new, so a lot of UTIs. I've got a stricture. I think I'm developing a fistula now. Just like my suprapubic catheter site, it's been infected. I don't know how many times. So there's just a lot that just kind of goes on. It's a big surgery, and you could possibly need a lot of time off. It's really hard to gauge. I'm already off of work because of my pre-existing medical issue. We'll get into that another time, but it would be really hard trying to get back to work with this all. Anyways, that's it for my stage 2. I guess I can keep you guys posted if anything else comes to mind, or after my surgery on the 14th. Cheers.